Hi, this is Jyoti here. Welcome to Jopat Tech Guru. In today's session, I'm going to discuss regarding Web API with SQL. So, in the previous videos, I have already discussed the introduction part as well as the get, put, post, delete operations. So, please go through these videos before coming to this video. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. Let us start the discussion of Web API with SQL. For this, you require, first of all, the Postman. Please keep it open. Open SQL Server also. Just to honor the time, I have already created the database as well as table. Let me just paste it here. First of all, we are going to create a database. So currently I have got this Web API database and I'm just opening this. Next, I would like to go ahead and create a table over here. So we have a employee table, employee 123. In this ID, first name, last name, gender, and salary. So ID is primary key with auto increment identity. First name, last name, gender. These are all n-where char, and salary is integer. So let us insert some records. So we have inserted around 6 records. So let us see the content over here. So this is the content. So total 6 records are there over here. Let us come back to the Visual Studio. Click on create a new project. Choose ASP.NET Web application with the .NET framework. This is a Web API with SQL demo. If you want to change the location, you can go ahead and change it. Usually the solution name and the project name both are same. Currently we are targeting to .NET Framework 4.7.2. Click on create. It's going to prepare the environment. I'm choosing this Web API. Click on create. It is preparing the entire environment. It is going to load the standard project structure, which contains models, views, and controller. Models, views, as well as controller. Along with that, content areas, fonts, app start, all these things are present. I've already discussed all these things in my previous video. Please do refer before coming to this video. Now coming to this controllers, we have got values controller as well as home controller. In the views, we have got only the home, nothing concerned with the values. If you want, you have to go ahead and add it. So first of all, to connect with the SQL Server, let us go ahead and add a new item wherein you have to go ahead and search for ADO.NET Entity Data Model. So I'm choosing this ADO.NET Entity Data Model. Let it be model 1 only. If you want, you can change the name. Once you click it, how the way we are getting it in the Entity Framework dialog box, Entity Data Model Wizard will appear. It is going to ask you few of the queries. What should the model contain? Are you trying it for code first approach, model first approach, database first approach? All these things are available over here. So currently, I would like to choose Entity Framework Designer from the database. This is going to use one of the standard model which is present inside the SQL Server. And using that, we can go ahead and retrieve all the information from that particular table. So for this, let me click on New Connection. I'll just type dot over here so that all the databases are going to get added. Currently, I have created Web API demo. So I'm choosing this, click on the test connection, click on OK. You are getting your system name dot your application name dot DBO database object. So within this entities is getting created. So as per the connection string is concerned, if you are connecting through the ADO.NET, you're getting only few informations. But as per your entity framework is concerned, some more metadata is going to get added here. Click on next. Which version of entity framework you are targeting to? Entity framework 6.x. Now it is going to retrieve all the tables. So currently I have got this particular table. I'm choosing this employees 1, 2, 3. So usually there will be two checkboxes. One checkbox is going to pluralize. Yes will be added for the particular table. Include foreign key columns in the model. If at all you are trying to connect with more than one table, you can connect the other table with some foreign key. So what is the model namespace? Web API demo model. Click on finish. It is going to take few seconds and it is going to add 2-3 folders here, which contains the EDMX file, which contains TT file as well as context.tt, which contains again the entity class file. How the way you are having in case of entity framework. Purely for the entity framework, I have created 3 videos for core first approach, database first approach, and model first approach. You can also go ahead and refer it. So now as you can see that I have added the entity framework thing. So here we have got two references, entity framework and entity framework with SQL Server. So coming back to the model.edmx file, I can see that employees 1, 2, 3 is coming over here. The same table which we have created in SQL. So ID is a primary key, first name, last name, gender, and salary. So currently no navigational properties and currently no other tables other than employees 1 to 3. So if you just expand this model one context.cs file, you can see that there is web API demo entities. So it is going to create a class, and within this again you are having the DB set, employees 1 to 3 DB set. And again in this employees 1 to 3, the same table is going to get represented with number of properties here. So whatever the properties you have taken it as n where cat, they are getting represented with string. And this is your nullable operators, null collecting operator, question mark is going to get added here. So this class is going to get created automatically. And this entity DB set, how the way you are doing it in core first approach, currently it has generated all these files over here. So now if you want to retrieve all this information from the CDMX file, what you have to do, you can just go ahead and create one controller, or within the existing controller itself, you can just add the respective functions. So currently I'm going for Web API to empty controller. Suppose if you want to go ahead with entity framework, or you want to write the ADO.NET content, or you want to use the OData v3 version of again with the entity framework. And again, OData v3 version with the only read and write actions. You are having different type of items here. You can select it. Currently, I'm selecting an empty item. So this is my employee controller. By default, it is going to add the index method. So now within this employee controller, I would like to add two functions. The first one is we are having just 1 minute. Web API demo entities. because as per my table is concerned, I need to change certain things. So employees 1 to 3 is there. And here also employees 1 to 3 will come. Web API demo entities and Web API demo entities. Right? So here currently we are writing two functions. One is get function and one more is get function. This get function is not having any parameters. The second get function is having ID as the parameter. The return type of this get function is IEnumerable of employees 1 to 3. So that's why we are returning the db context dot employees 1 to 3 dot to list. So what is this to list? This is one of the standard function which is present inside system.link. So you have to include this namespace to use this. Now, as per this, we are going to create the object of this entities class. So you can just observe that here I have got this web API demo entities class, which is getting created here. So even if you want, you can just go ahead and double click it. You can see that this all content is automatically generated. If you have done entity framework, you might be aware about the code which is getting generated automatically by the entity framework. So currently I'm talking about this model1.context.cs in which a partial class is getting created and it is going to get inherited by this DB context. And as per this base name is concerned, one of the connection string is going to get added inside your web API, web.config file. So base means what? It is going to use the constructor which is present inside this DB context class. So if you just go ahead and check this web.config file, you can see that there is a connection string with the name Web API demo entities. And whatever the metadata connection string you have seen while you are connecting to the database, the same thing is added here. Same thing is added. So data source dot, this is your current local server, initial catalog, Web API demo is the database name, integrated security equal to true. This entire thing got added automatically. Coming back to this employee controller, if you are creating the object of Web API demo entities, and then you are adding it to the list, I'm expecting it to get or retrieve all the set of records which are added by us in the table. So this is what IEnumerable of employees 1 to 3. As we are going to get the number of records here. So IEnumerable is the one of the standard interface in which it can hold a number of data. Second is what if you are going to provide the ID. Again, we are going to create the object of Web API entities. Again, with the help of this DB context, I just want to make sure that I can use this first or default method. Using the lambda expressions, we are pointing it to ID. E goes to e.id if it is equal to the ID which you have provided. Accordingly, we are extracting it. So now let us see how this thing is going to work. So just execute it and get the local host along with the port number. So here /API/ whatever your get method is there. But here you are having what? Employee controller. So API/employee will lead to all the set of records. The same thing I would like to just copy and paste it inside the Postman here. Currently I'm choosing the get operation, click on send. It should retrieve me all the set of information. So currently it is set to JSON. If you want, you can just set it to HTML or XML or text or auto is JSON only by default. So you can see that all the data which are there within our table, right? Pooja, Karthik, all these informations are coming automatically over here. Now, if I want to give certain IDs, so ID is, I would like to go for 6. Click on send again. Again, this is a get operation. You'll be able to see only one record at a time. How it is possible? Because we have written get with the ID. So here it is going to search for the ID, and if this ID matches, it is going to show you the output. The same thing we are able to see here. Either give API/employee or give API/employee with a particular ID. So both these operations are get only. You are able to retrieve number of records, or you are retrieving only one record. So this is possible with the help of this get operation. So how we have done it? We are trying to connect with the SQL Server with the help of EDMX file or with the help of entity framework. Automatically, the references are getting added here, and you will be able to communicate with the entity framework very easily. So as per entity framework is concerned, it is going to add the connection string. So there is a web API demo entities here. So web API demo entities is going to connect to the database web API demo, and within that employees 123 table. So because of that only, you are getting all these entities over here, and along with that the class and whatever the properties you have created it, the same properties are actually present as per your table is concerned. You can always go ahead and check it in the EDMX file. So this is the way how you connect the web API with SQL. So in my next video, again, I will be moving ahead with the web API, other topics. So please stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. Thank you.